Just past 7 p.m. Eastern, it is election night in America. The polls have just closed in Virginia, where that state will elect its legislature. Republican Leland Vittert pulled off a huge upset there 2 years ago. Now he wants to flip the legislature red. Polls also just closed in Kentucky, where a Republican challenge could upset the popular Democratic governor. And in dark red Mississippi, the Democratic challenger is at least nipping at the heels of Tate Reeves. A win there would be significant. By all historic political standards, Republicans should win everything in tonight's election. That's simply a statement of fact based on the economy and polling in America. But as we have told you over and over and over again, never underestimate Republicans' ability to screw things up. A record number of people are unhappy with the direction of the country. A New York Times poll showed just 2% of voters said the economy was excellent. 48% of black voters in the Times Siena poll rated the economy as poor. 59% of voters under 30. The president now faces a civil war in his own party over the war in Israel, including some in Congress who openly call for wiping out the state of Israel.
Rashida will stand strong.
Gentlelady's time has expired.
The movement will continue for liberation until every single
Gentlelady's time has expired.
Has the right to
Gentleman
live
from Maryland is...
Plus the war in Ukraine, plus President Biden's domestic initiatives falling apart. We'll cover EVs and electric vehicle problems tomorrow. This isn't a partisan comment. President Biden is still trying to make it to the finish line, and Democrats are in trouble. In the words of Donald Trump Jr., not exactly the world's deepest thinking political analyst, before you go vote, go grocery shopping, gas up your car, pay your bills, look at your 401k, then vote. Obviously, we'll get you the results as they come in. We start with NewsNation senior contributor, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist George Will. All right, big picture. Virginia, Kentucky, if they both go red, it tells us something. If they both go blue, it tells us something.
But it'd be hard to tickle the national implications out of this. Mississippi has at 38% the highest proportion of African-American voters. So the man running, the Democrat challenging the incumbent Republican, has a leg up with a very solid vote. He also has the most famous name in the state that gave us Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy, and William Faulkner, the Nobel Prize winner. It's nothing compared to Presley's cousin, Elvis.
All right. This would be the way I think about it. You can draw almost any conclusion you want, right? If Andy Beshear wins in Kentucky, all of a sudden there's a lane for a non-Biden Democrat. If Glenn Youngkin gets the Republican legislature in Virginia, it says a 15-week ban on abortion works. You can paint it either way. What I can't figure out is the amount of money that is being spent here. Kentucky governor, $77 million for a governor's race in Kentucky. The Virginia state legislature, $62 million. They're advertising for state legislature seats on Sunday Night Football. Where is all this money coming from?
Coming from the national committees, from small donors. All politics now is national in that sense. The national reverberations come from this. We who live in the Washington area, you and I, Leland, could see when we were watching the World Series, we would see ads for the state legislative races in Northern Virginia. And that's not cheap.
Yeah, no, it is not. And I think everybody is trying to figure out what this means for 2024, right? And to figure out, okay, does a 15-week ban on abortion work? Does a 6-week ban work? Where are the fracture points? Can Andy Beshear run away from Joe Biden? Then we look at the polling that we got over the weekend, Trump's lead in key states. Pennsylvania up on Biden by 4, Michigan up 5, Arizona up 5, Georgia up 6, Nevada up 11, Wisconsin up 2. In other words, if the election were held today and the polling was right, he would win in an electoral college landslide. I think, though, that if you go back to November of 2019 versus November of 2020, the same year difference, the word COVID and pandemic did not exist in American ethos or lexicon. Anybody would have been hard-pressed to tell you what COVID was. And number two, Joe Biden wasn't even a thought for winning the Democratic nomination. So is it, no matter what is said tomorrow about these races, is there anything to draw from them?
I think there will be, because if the Democrats are pulled down, if Beshear, a very popular Democratic governor of Kentucky, loses, it will be said that he was dragged down by the Biden undertow. And that will make the seismic reaction to the polls that you just quoted even more intense, and will start, I think, a stampede to get away from Biden.
Let me wrap it up one quickly. I started with said never underestimate Republicans' ability to screw things up. Are Republicans playing too much of the short game here? They knife their own speaker in the back. There's so many wins they could be putting on the table that would not have people feel that Republicans can't govern, and they don't seem to be doing that.
The House Republicans live in a little bubble where they fight with one another and hope that the country isn't noticing. And I think they may win that bet, because the country is fixed on big issues, abortion that is now a state issue, that the Supreme Court sent back to the states. The Democrats said, oh, that's terrible. Now the Democrats have been benefiting from it ever since.
Yeah, clearly, and it's been a top line issue in all of these races, including Virginia. Mr. Will, always good to see you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.